Good evening, Dougie Burt from Doug Burt's Tackle World. How are you today? Hope you're all well. I'm going to talk about the fish report for this week off the Gold Coast and in around the Broadwater, the beaches, jumping pin area, down south to the borderline, and the dams. So we'll start offshore. Still a snapper closures on. Please remember, no snapper to be kept, no pearl perch to be kept until the 16th of August. So got another sort of 10 days to go, around about. So probably as like last 2 weeks, the target species are going to be parrotfish, trade jew, cod, and just the general demersals, and also your kingies and amberjacks and that type of fish, or mac tunas if you're having a bit of fun, just go catch the mac tuna. So offshore, if you go fishing close this weekend, there's a bit of west coming through, so you'll probably be able to fish out to about 20 metres before it starts to get a bit rough, or 24 fathoms maybe. But the close end reach around that 20-25 metre mark will be fairly okay. You'll catch tailor there, you might put some live baits out and try and catch the jewie, or perhaps the odd other bigger fish getting around the place. But you just got to try and not target the snapper, which is difficult, especially if you're a lure fisherman. If you do get a chance mid next week, say Wednesday, I would perhaps head out, the weather looks good on Wednesday, head out to maybe 36s or 50 fathom reefs. 36s you can chase trade jew, and you can put some liveys out and try and get a kingy or a cobia. On the 50 fathom reef, I would probably be jigging again, and jigging for kingies and amberjack, particularly up northeast around that 2740 on your south latitude, and about 153.42 on your longitude. Or head down off Tweed Heads on that sort of 28.10 or 28.12 and 153.46 or 47, which is around deep southern. Both those areas are producing lots of kingies, lots of amberjack, and definitely worth jigging away. Out deeper water, we went out yesterday actually. The fish bite was very late in the day. It was around about 2 o'clock start, which is actually about similar time to what the Alamac said, as always. So before that, we fished the same area for nothing. And then as per major fish bite time of the day, they come on the bite at that time. Got some flame snappers and lots of other bottom fish species. No kingies this week, but the fishing was not too bad. We dropped a big cod, a lot of sharks there unfortunately. The guys that have been fishing a bit deeper water, around that 400 metre line with their electric reels, have been catching some good bass groper, and there's quite a few blue-eye trevally out around the sort of the eastern Riviera grounds, and you could probably try around Jimmy's Mountain or down around the Tweed Canyons. Both those three areas are always fishing well, and maybe Lookout Canyons as well, off Point Lookout. The current is ripping. We were at yesterday, there was no wind where we were. It was 2.6 knots of drift, which is pretty fast. There's quite a powerful current line in at the moment. There's a bit of warm water out there. It's like 22.5 degrees. There would probably be dolphin fish, I dare think, out there, especially around the fads on the 36s and 50 fathoms. They might only be small, but that might be another species to target when this westerly goes away. Yeah, so blue marlin, I haven't heard much on the blue marlin scenario. It's been a bit rough to get out, but definitely again worth a try around that Riviera grounds, Jims and the Tweed Canyons, or Point Lookout Canyons. Spanner crabs, definitely worth a go on the sort of 45 to 50 metre line, anywhere from east of Karachi, which is off South Stradey, down to east of Q1 building, off Broadbridge. Yeah, so the other thing too, if you just got a little tinny, you want to go on the weekend, it's blowing westerly and the swell's not too bad, you could zip down to the bags off Narrowneck and chase yourself some tailor. Just trolling little shallow diving lures around, or casting metals, or working little micro jigs. All work very well. And once the swell does drop off, when it eventually does, it is blowing westerly, you can try a little surf for a tail as well on Stradey. There is a big strong blow coming through Monday night and Tuesday. It's around about 30 to 40 knots of southerly. So just be careful if you're out during that period. I would probably maybe stick to the backyard at home and look at your boat and play with it, or play with your fishing gear, and maybe not even venture anywhere actually, but just don't go offshore, whatever you do. Okay, it's about offshore. In the jumping pin area, the flatties are getting bigger and bigger, as I say, every week. This week we had probably, I think, around about 2 or 3 fish over 80 centimetres. One guy supposedly got a 90 centimetre flatty, quite a few in the 70s, and quite a few flatties around. So definitely try that Tipless Channel entrance, Pandanus Island, which is on the east side of Tipless Channel, all the way around to head up to the bay, right at the top end of South Stradbroke Island. Casting plastics and casting surface lures on that high tide are always good up on top of the banks. Plenty of tailor still inside the jumping bar, all the way through to Crusoe Island and up the northern side of Crusoe Island. Sand crabs, yep, try around front of a Tipless area, and down further around, heading south to the mouth of the Coomera River, North Arm. In the Broadwater, still lots of squid. Hey, those squid just keep on going. We had a little bit of a quiet period there with that dirty water from that big heavy rain a couple of weeks ago. It's cleared up nice now. Got rain today, but I think it's not enough rain to really matter too much. And the tides are still fairly decent with the full moon. So it'll clear out pretty quickly. And I would definitely try for squid along with your deeper channels from sort of eastern side of Crab, western side of Crab Island, and in front of Bayview Harbour, that sort of area. And maybe worth a try down around the Gold Coast Bridge at Sundale and the channel heading down in front of SeaWorld there. The beach fishing on the Broadwater's been really good. The beach's been really good at the moment. Last night they smashed the tailor down at Narrowneck. I would dare think they'd be doing the same right about now, and probably tomorrow night would be the same. Once that Westerly kicks in over the weekend, definitely worth a go. I'll probably be down there myself tomorrow night or Sunday night, down at Narrowneck. So apparently last night there was about 60 guys down there. They were all smacking the tailor. Most of the guys sort of caught their half a dozen to a dozen nice fish, and everyone was just pulling them in. A bit like Fraser actually, but on the Gold Coast. So get down there and don your waders if you got them, and your surf gear and your pillies. You could maybe get them during the day spinning lures as well once that Westerly comes in, and just give it a go casting out to the bags as far as you can and ripping your line back in. But so the beach fishing's not too bad. Further down the beach at Mermaid's been really good too. Some really good tailor coming in from down there as well, up to around that 60 centimetre size. So down around Mermaid Beach, on the beach, has been really good as well. A few whiting at the Nerang River, up around the council chambers. Normally September's a good start of whiting, but it's August now, so it's getting close. Worth a go. Flatties around Crab Island, flatties around the Browns Inlet, and a few up around the Aldershots. There's a bit of snotweed around at the moment though. Same when you're squidding too, get back to your squid. Make sure your jig's always clear of any snotweed or any weed on those little barbs. If there's anything on there, I won't touch it. Okay, and make sure you're using fluorocarbon leader attached to your squid jig too. Bream, I'll try around the North Waller wave break and around the Seaway area, and definitely worth a go for Jewies in the Seaway as well, on the pipe, towards the end of the North Wall, just inside it, out of the rough, and on the North Waller wave break at night on the run out tide in the eddy just to the south side of the North Waller wave break island. That's probably about it for the Broadwater. Heading down south, definitely worth the beach, like I was saying, from Mermaid Beach, try Chugan, and try down around, probably down around Kira off the rocks there, maybe worth a go, depending on the swell size. The creeks themselves, Tallabudra and Crumben Creek have been fishing not too bad for a few flatties and a few whiting around the entrance. Bream up around the bridge pylons and around the canals, and haven't had many crabs in there, I'm sorry. Tweed's a bit of a hassle at the moment with the closure, but if you are down the Tweed River area and you live down there, would definitely be worth fishing the Tweed for big flatties around the entrance, and whiting up around, this time of year, get them right up around the bridge at Tumbolgum, near the sugar mill there, to give them a go there for the whiting. And if you want to try the beach, I'd be definitely trying Cabarita down around North Shore towards Brunswick Way. If you're in New South Welsh, give it a go down there. Be safe down there too, guys. Yeah, so that's about probably it for down south. In the dams and creeks, there's a few bass caught in the Hinds again last week. So I've got some good ones actually. If you guys have been out there, it's been a bit quiet there for a couple of weeks, but they've come back on again. The warm weather the last couple of days will definitely spur them on a bit as well. And I haven't heard many tilapia, but I'm going to chase some tilapia and eradicate them out of their homes. But definitely worth a go for the bass. Give that a shot. And that's probably about it for this weekend. So batten down the hatches for early next week. Wednesday might be the day based on the weather. It's very hard to get it right though, gee whiz. I tell you, we went out, yesterday it was a glamour day. They forecast southeasterly winds and it didn't blow at all where we were, but we're up north of Point Lookout. But when you go down south a bit on the way home, we hit a wind change. You can see that actually the waves changed and it was blowing a solid 15 knots southeast. So it's amazing how it sort of comes up and like stops. And the other side of the 10 k's north there, it's blowing completely different. And they just stay like that all day. So really weird. But yeah, just be careful of the weather early in the week, and midweek's good. Next weekend, I can't see how far ahead in the weather forecast yet, so you just need to check it again next Wednesday or Thursday and see how it looks. Hopefully it's good though. We can get out there and chase those snapper when the season opens back up again. I reckon they'll be biting pretty good. Okay, thank you very much, and catch you next week. Thank you very much.